Hi everyone, welcome to the Piano Keys. I'm so glad that you're here. Do you play the piano? Maybe, which is probably why you're on my channel. I play the piano. So if you play the piano, chances are that someone has at some point said to you, "Oh, I wish I could play the piano." I hear it all the time. Or maybe you've said it, "Oh, I wish I could play the piano," and you like to watch videos and hope that someday you'll learn how to play. Let's put aside the implication that maybe is being made in the statement that playing the piano is like something magical that descends on certain people. We all know it's not. It takes a lot of effort, concerted effort over a long period of time to be proficient, much less great at piano. I hope we all understand this. All right, so when someone says, "I wish I could play the piano," they're also implying that something or someone, maybe themselves, is keeping them from learning to play the piano. Maybe they don't have enough time, they don't have the money, they don't have a keyboard, maybe they're not willing to do the work. Maybe it's just a really nice fantasy. So let's put that aside for a minute and let's make the statement a little bit different. If someone said to you, "Oh, I wish I could travel." All right, so you might have a few questions for them, right? Lots of people travel. So you might ask them, "Oh, if you could travel, where would you go? Who would you go with? How long would you stay there? What kind of things would you do in that new place that you went to?" So there's a bunch of like specific things that would need to be answered before someone can even plan a trip, right? Do you want to fly there? Do you want to go on a train? Whatever, take a car. So a bunch of specific questions that need specific answers before you can go on a trip, before you can travel. All right, it's the same thing with learning to play the piano. Let's say that you've already started your piano learning journey. You have a keyboard, you've watched a bunch of videos, maybe you've learned some songs by watching my videos, or you've started to learn how to read music, whatever, wherever you are in your journey. Think about this. What are your goals with piano? It's kind of like saying, where do you want to go, right? Do you want to be a classical pianist? Do you want to be able to play jazz, which means that probably you should know a lot about harmony, theory, improvisation, interpreting lead sheets. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with jazz. Do you want to play just songs that you hear on the radio without knowing how to read music? There's a bunch of things you can answer. So here's what I'm saying. If you find that you're stalled somewhere in your piano playing, maybe you feel like you're not getting good enough, fast enough, or you're not being able to keep up your motivation, it might be because you don't have specific answers to questions that you need to answer to get better at piano. I hope that makes sense. So here are some questions you can ask yourself. Long term, what's my long-term goal with piano? Do I want to be able to make money at it? Or do I want to just sit down after I come home from work and play some beautiful music without having to sit down and practice every single time that I'm at the piano? Let's take the short term of that. So, all right, I want to be able to play classical music and to be able to read it. Let's pretend that's your goal. All right, so short term, do I know how to read music? Sort of, no. Your answers are going to depend on whatever your specific circumstances are, right? All right, so, okay, no, I don't know how to read music. I think it's really hard to do. I'm not sure where to start. Check out my piano bootcamp courses. Or, I know how to read music, but it takes me a really long time to sit down and figure out music from sheet music. Okay, so then you might need to do that more often, or maybe you're taking on pieces that are a little bit too advanced for you. All right, no, I don't want to read. I just want to play some songs that I like. All right, great. Have some kind of practice map in mind. I'm going to practice Monday, Wednesday, Friday for half an hour or 15 minutes each time. And so that's kind of like a shorter term goal. Then when you sit down to practice, okay, today I'm going to learn the introduction for Can't Help Falling in Love from the Piano Keys tutorial. All right, great. So then you sit down, you practice. Maybe you get good at it. Maybe you feel like, oh, I could be better, but I'm out of time for today. Wednesday, you sit down. Do you go on and learn the rest of the song? I hope not. I hope that you stay on the intro or whatever you've picked and practice it and figure out what's going wrong. Maybe you're practicing hands together when you should be practicing one hand at a time. Maybe you're playing too fast when you should be playing slower. So your answers are going to be different, but the questions are pretty universal. What do I want to do long term with piano? So how can I break that down into shorter term goals? And then when I sit down to practice for each practice session, what do I want to achieve at that practice session? Don't just wish that you could play something. Figure out a map for yourself of how you're going to get there. Wait, I hope that makes sense. The reason I'm talking about all this is because even my friends that play piano tell me, oh man, I wish I could get better faster. Why is it taking so long? Every once in a while, a student will tell me that, but my students have a really good guide in how I teach them. So usually my students don't say that, but every once in a while, man, why is it taking so long? So if you feel like it's taking long for you to achieve your goals, you need a map, you need to figure out what your answers are, and then actually do the thing that you said you were going to do. So if you say, Monday, I'm going to sit down and learn the intro to Can't Help Falling in Love, and then you sit down and you just kind of, play around, check the internet every few minutes, and at the end of the half hour, you haven't learned the intro to Can't Help Falling in Love, you have not worked your plan. So somebody once said to me, plan your work and then work your plan. What does that mean? Plan what you're going to do and then do it. All right, I hope that made sense. I hope it was helpful. It was just some stuff I've been thinking about. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you need help with. Is it setting goals? Is it knowing how much you should take on at any one time? Whatever is your question, let me know. Keep practicing. Always have fun. And I will see you soon. Bye.